Hi everyone, welcome to our Life Change channel. Here, you'll find best common interview question and answer for any professional. Don't miss out, hit subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when we upload new videos. Thanks for being part of our community, let's grow together.
So, let's dive right in. When you're reaching out to a brand new prospect, what's actually running through your mind? I feel like most people imagine sales is all about that aggressive pitch, but real pros always seem to do it differently.
Honestly, it's all about groundwork before any pitch even happens. I always start by digging into their industry, the challenges they're up against, and what their competitors are doing. It's almost like prepping for a first date. If you show up knowing nothing, you're not going far.
That's a great analogy. And it makes sense if you open with something that actually matters to them. Instead of just pushing your product, you're way more likely to get a real conversation going. Have you found that people are more receptive when you focus on their world like that?
Absolutely, because it's not just about what I'm selling, it's about what they need. When I can say, I saw your company is moving into a new market, and here's how we've helped others tackle similar roadblocks, it shifts the whole vibe. Suddenly, I'm not a pushy salesperson, I'm a problem solver.
You know, that approach actually sets you up for the inevitable objections too. No matter how good your research is, someone's always got a reason to hesitate. How do you handle it when a client pushes back, like on price or timing?
I kind of welcome objections, to be honest. They mean the client's engaged, at least they care enough to raise their concerns. The key is listening first, and not jumping in to argue. For example, if someone says our product's too pricey, I'll show them data or stories about long-term savings. Often, that flips the conversation from too expensive to worth the investment.
I love that you see objections as an invitation, not a door slamming shut. And you're not just bulldozing through, you're reframing, using real examples. That actually reminds me, numbers can tell a powerful story. Has there been a time when you blew past your sales targets using this approach?
Oh, for sure. In my last job, my quarterly target was 500K, but I ended up at 720K, that's 44% over. And it wasn't about luck. I built up my referral network and reactivated some old contacts who had gone quiet. It's not just about being a closer, but being strategic about where you put your energy.
That's impressive. I bet a lot of people don't realize how much groundwork goes into those big wins. Speaking of strategy, do you follow a set sales process, or is it more gut instinct for you?
It's definitely not just gut feeling. I follow a 5-step process. First, prospecting, finding leads through research or referrals. Then qualifying, making sure they're actually a good fit. Next up is presenting, but I keep it super tailored, no generic slideshows. When objections pop up, I address them head on, then move into closing and follow-up for long-term value.
So you're not just winging it, you've got a playbook, and you actually track everything. Can you talk a bit about the tools you use? I know some sales reps swear by their CRM.
CRM tools are a lifesaver. They help me keep tabs on every stage of the pipeline, so I'm not losing track of leads or missing follow-ups. It's way more disciplined than people might think. Every note, every call, it all gets logged.
Funny how much behind the scenes work goes into what looks like a simple deal. But what happens when, despite all that effort, sales are slow? How do you keep yourself going during those dry spells?
Oh man, every salesperson has those quarters where nothing seems to land. For me, it's about doubling down. I'll ramp up prospecting, tweak my pitch, and try to spot where things are getting stuck. Once, during a really slow patch, I shifted focus to smaller wins. Those quick closes actually rebuilt my confidence and got momentum going again.
That's such a good point. Sometimes you have to zoom in on those little victories to keep the bigger picture alive. And I guess that resilience is what gets you through to those huge deals, right? What's the biggest sale you've ever closed?
Hands down, my biggest was a 1.2 million deal with a corporate client. It took 6 months of building trust, meeting with multiple decision makers, and really customizing our proposal. I wasn't alone, though there was a whole team effort behind the scenes, from technical support to legal.
6 months is a marathon, not a sprint. And the teamwork piece, you don't always hear about that in sales, but those big deals rarely happen solo. After all that effort, how do you make sure those clients stick around long term?
I treat clients like partners, not just transactions. After the sale wraps, I stay in touch, check in about how things are going, and let them know about any new solutions that might help. One client renewed their contract twice over 3 years and even sent 4 referrals my way. That's the kind of thing that keeps the pipeline healthy.
It sounds like you're always looking ahead, not just closing once, but finding ways to create value over time. Speaking of looking ahead, how do you decide which leads to prioritize when you've got a full slate?
I'm a big fan of the 80-20 rule. Most of my revenue comes from a handful of high-value leads, so I focus energy there. But I don't ignore the smaller prospects. I just put them on a long-term nurture track using CRM scoring, so I know who's engaged and ready versus who might be a win down the line.
That balance is so important. Otherwise, you risk burning out or missing tomorrow's big opportunity. Negotiating deals is another balancing act. How do you handle it when a client pushes for discounts? But you can't just slash prices.
My aim is always a win-win. Before any negotiation, I get clear on the value we bring and where I have flexibility. If a client asks for a discount, I look for other ways to add value, like throwing in extra support so they feel like they're getting more. But I'm not just giving away the store.
That's smart, protecting your margins, but still making the client feel heard. So let's bring it home. If you were in a sales interview right now and someone asked why they should hire you, what's your pitch?
I'd say I've got a track record for exceeding targets, thriving under pressure, and building real partnerships with clients. It's never just about pushing products. I want to solve problems and help clients win. That's the energy and results I'd bring to any team.
Love that it captures the whole picture. Research, resilience, empathy, strategy. Thanks for walking us through the real side of sales, beyond the buzzwords. I think a lot of listeners will walk away feeling inspired and maybe a little more confident for their next interview.
Thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when we upload new videos. Thanks for being part of our community. Let's grow together to change our life with this Life Change channel.